In Israel, tens of thousands participate in anti-government demonstrations. Since Israel began its war on Gaza in October, protesters claim that the Jerusalem gathering is the largest anti-government demonstration to date. In the biggest anti-government demonstration since Israel began its attack on Gaza, tens of thousands of Palestinians have assembled in front of the Israeli Parliament building in Jerusalem. On Sunday, the demonstrators asked for early elections and demanded that the government negotiate a peace agreement that would include release Israeli prisoners detained by Hamas in Gaza. The rally in Jerusalem, according to the demonstrators, was the largest since Israel began its attack on Gaza in October. A lot of people have criticized Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's administration for failing to provide adequate security during the October 7 Hamas-led onslaught on southern Israel, which resulted in 1,139 deaths and the transfer of around 250 survivors to Gaza, according to Israeli officials. Palestinian officials claim that at least 32,782 individuals have died as a result of Israel's attack on Gaza, the majority of them being women and children. More than 100 prisoners were freed in November as a result of an agreement between Israel and Hamas to end hostilities. The Palestinians detained in Israeli jails were also freed. In Cairo, the capital of Egypt, fresh negotiations on a truce and the exchange of prisoners were scheduled to begin on Sunday. However, Hamas stated that the organization had not yet decided whether to send a team. The Muslim holy month is already more than halfway over, but negotiations failed to produce the ceasefire that mediators had hoped to achieve before the start of Ramadan. The Associated Press news agency was informed by protester Inab Moses, whose father-in-law Gadi Moses is being kept hostage, that it seems like the government understands that Bibi Netanyahu is an obstacle after 6 months. It seems like he believes they have failed on their mission and doesn't really want to bring them back. The protest organizers have chosen to extend the event for many days, after the gathering spread 4 blocks surrounding the Knesset. According to Al Jazeera's Hamda Salhut, who is covering the protests in West Jerusalem, the activists plan to stage their protest by spending the night in tents within the city. Salhut stated, "They claim they want to remove Netanyahu from office. They say they are tired of his policies, ones that have not resulted in the release of the last Israeli prisoners detained in Gaza." In addition, the protesters called for fresh elections to be held over 2 years ahead of schedule. Yair Lapid, the head of the opposition, criticized Netanyahu during the protest, claiming he was ruining Israel's ties with the US and abandoning the prisoners to their destiny. According to Lapid, the prime minister was working everything for politics, nothing for the country. Another thousands protested in the capital city of Israel, Tel Aviv. Before having surgery to repair a hernia, Netanyahu stated he knew the suffering of families in a nationally televised speech. A fresh election, he claimed, would immobilize Israel for a period of 6 to 8 months. In addition, Netanyahu reiterated his call for a military ground attack in Rafah, the southern Gaza city where over half of the 2.3 million people living there are currently seeking refuge after escaping the conflict elsewhere. He said, "There is no victory without going into Rafah," and he refused to be dissuaded by pressure from the US.